This is the LeMieux Report for the week of August 17th. Topic 1. New nuclear power. The Florida Cabinet has approved Progress Energy's site request for construction of a nuclear facility in Levy County. The plant is the first nuclear facility approved in Florida since 1976. The Cabinet vote marks the second in a series of 3 approvals needed before construction can begin. If built, the Levy nuclear power plant would employ 800 full-time, high-paying positions and create 1,000 to 2,000 indirect jobs, with 3,000 people employed at the height of construction. The plant would be one of the first nuclear plants in the country to be constructed on a greenfield site in more than 30 years, and would be one of the largest transmission infrastructure projects in Florida's history. Bottom line, this announcement is a huge step forward towards Florida's clean energy future. With fuel prices on the rise, nuclear power provides a less expensive and cleaner avenue to meet Florida and America's growing energy needs. A poll of 50 top economists by the Wall Street Journal asked whether or not the recession is over, and if Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke is worthy of another term. The consensus? More than half of the surveyed economists agree that the recession has ended and believe President Obama should reappoint Bernanke, whose current term expires in January. The recession may be over on Wall Street, but main streets across the Sunshine State are still feeling the pinch. The Wall Street Journal also reported last week that initial evidence shows Florida's tourism industry won't rebound for months, or at least until the national economy is back in shape. Bottom line, Florida is still enduring its longest recession in anyone's memory. Real estate and construction will not be the driver of the recovery. Florida leaders must look for new jobs, for example in the life sciences field, to spur Florida's economy forward. University of Florida demographers are reporting that Florida's population is officially shrinking, losing 50,000 Floridians between April 2008 and April 2009. The Sunshine State has seen an overall decline in population for the first time since World War II. A net loss in Floridians was averted last year due to the arrival of over 75,000 immigrants. This year, with the struggling real estate market making construction and other jobs scarce, Florida is seeing fewer immigrants. Additionally, an unstable economy and job market has made snowbirds less able to sell their homes in the north, and therefore unable to seek retirement refuge in the Sunshine State. Bottom line, Florida's beautiful climate and low taxes will keep families and retirees coming to the Sunshine State. In the end, this decline in population will be short-lived. Last week, Inc. magazine released its 28th annual listing of the top 500 fastest-growing private companies and its 3rd annual list of the top 5,000 fastest-growing companies. For 2009, 2 Florida companies made the top 10, and 263 made the top 5,000. Miami-based insurance company Northern Capital took the top prize, with Integra Lake of Sarasota coming in 5th place. The founders of Northern Capital took advantage of an opportunity to fill a void in the Florida insurance market after larger companies began to drop policies as a result of the 2004 and 2005 hurricane seasons. Bottom line, while many are just finding a way to stay afloat, these companies are growing and increasing productivity. More than 2/3 of the Inc. 500 CEOs said they are optimistic about the economy, and 96% have hired staff within the past 12 months. They've been on the market in some form or another for years, but will electric cars ever be a reasonable alternative to fuel-powered vehicles? Florida has few charging stations for those who purchase an electric vehicle. Things are about to change, however, as the Florida Electric Auto Association has paid for and is planning to install 25 charge units between the Florida Keys and New Smyrna Beach. At least 600 charging units are expected to be operational across the eastern seaboard, from Washington to the Florida Keys, by the end of 2010. This comes on the heels of President Obama's announcement of a $2.4 billion in grants to speed up the manufacturing of a new generation of electric vehicles. $95 million came to a cell and battery manufacturing company right here in Jacksonville. Bottom line, the administration is right to support the development of electric vehicles. Electric vehicles will ultimately be less expensive and cleaner than gas-powered cars. In addition, freeing America from the burden of sending billions of dollars overseas to pay for petroleum products would greatly advance our economic and national security interests.